I think it should be a victory for him, and I think they should do a rematch.
100%.
Everybody saw it. You can't get around what everybody saw. Look, it wasn't a legit knockdown like he hurt Tank. Tank did have some shit in his eyes, but what are you doing putting in your hair when you have a world title fight? That's crazy.
And no one want to hear about it in the middle of a fight day.
Through hell to get it done, and every fighter is not willing to walk through hell. You know what I mean?
It's cool.
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro.
Joe Rogan recently blasted Gervonta Tank Davis for turning down a rematch with Lamont Roach, criticized his excuse about something getting in his eyes during the fight. Rogan called the explanation weak, stating that Davis can't simply walk away after such a performance. He emphasized that the fans deserve to see a rematch, arguing that it's only fair after the way things went down.
Everybody saw it. You can't get around what everybody saw. Look, it wasn't a legit knockdown like he hurt Tank. Tank did have some shit in his eyes, but what are you doing putting shit in your hair when you have a world title fight? That's crazy.
And no one want to hear about it in the middle of a fight day. No one cares. If a fly by, drop the ball, bro.
Right.
Drop the damn ball. We don't care if a fly flew by your helmet or your eyes.
Yeah, nobody gets
you can't be a championship fighter and taking a knee and putting on those type of performances.
Also, what are they putting in his hair? That when he's sweating, it is dripping into his eyes. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Bro, shave your head.
Weird, right? Yeah, exactly.
Shave your head. Who cares?
Like, don't be pretty boy. You better go get this fight.
Get those braids out of there. You don't need those.
Gervonta Tank Davis has long faced accusations of cherry-picking opponents to protect his undefeated record. These claims gained momentum after his controversial bout with Lamont Roach Jr., where many felt Davis's strategy was finally revealed. The fight, which ended in a majority draw, highlighted Roach's resilience and skill, challenging the narrative of Davis's invincibility.
That fight with Tank and Lamont Roach shows y'all how protected Tank has been for the past several years. And the people saying, oh, Tank know Lamont and he disrespected Lamont because they fought in the amateurs. Man, he was cherry picking Lamont, and really thought he was gonna get that win. But Lamont wasn't coming to play around. He stood his ground and fought back. And to be honest, he won the fight. The rematch is gonna be a knockout.
In the aftermath of the fight, Gervonta Tank Davis admitted to losing focus during certain rounds, acknowledging that his performance fell short of his usual standards. He attributed lapses in concentration as a key factor in his underwhelming showing. This candid admission has sparked further questions from fans and analysts regarding his preparation and mindset leading up to the bout.
What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that, but it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need what is it called? Yeah, man. I didn't know what round it was. Facts.
Tank, Eric Blum from DailyMail.com. First off, your coach just said, can you confirm, did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but I must ain't do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than But I didn't really know that you can get disqualified for all that, or when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it in a minute.
Renowned commentator Joe Rogan weighed in on a key moment in the fight when Davis took a knee in the 9th round. Rogan argued that if a fighter voluntarily goes down on one knee, it should be counted as a knockdown. He expressed surprise that the referee did not recognize it as such, suggesting that this oversight could have impacted the outcome of the fight.
Trash.
Well, I thought it was a good fight. You didn't think
Great fight, but I just champion guy taking a knee, talking about greasing his hair.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm like, yo, how you just in the middle of the fight just go wipe your face?
Also, here's the deal. If you take a knee, that's a knockdown.
That's a knockdown. Subtract 2, right?
You got hit with a jab.
Yeah.
You took a knee.
And then you walked off.
Exactly. That is a knockdown.
Yeah.
So I think they're reviewing that right now.
Nah, that guy should have lost maybe.
Well, I feel like if they do review it and they do judge it as a knockdown, which it was clearly a knockdown to
Sure it's a
everybody.
knockdown.
You take a knee, that's a knockdown.
If
I
you walk
think
off and
they will
move.
probably give it to
This is a
Lamont.
very interesting rule. They have a power slap that kind of talks about what you guys were just discussing.
Okay, the promoter may, but is not obligated to, incorporate the following rule for any event for any specific category matches, such as title matches. A participant was the first defender in round 1 and did not elect such position, and B, there is a KO or TKO finish of such participant in round 1. Then, after the referee declares a finish, a clock of 2 minutes begins. During this time, the defender is given 2 minutes to recover and be examined by the supervising physician. If the supervising physician, in consultation with the referee, determines that the defender has established their fitness to continue and is without medical health risk for purposes of delivering one strike to the opposing participant within such 2-minute period and not receiving any further strikes as a defender, then the referee will announce the commencement of the redemption round and will instruct the striker to complete one permitted slap of their opponent. If the return strike results in a KO or TKO finish of their opponent, the match is declared a draw.
Lamont Roach Jr. has been outspoken about his desire for a rematch, insisting that he has unfinished business with Davis and is eager to prove himself again. Roach's camp has expressed strong confidence in their fighter's ability to secure a clear victory in a potential second meeting.
Tank want a rematch. Do you let me know now? Do you want to fight Tank again? He said he open to do a rematch. Do you want to fight Tank
100%. It's only a matter of time. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight again. It's just whenever the fight gonna happen.
again? So it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Okay. They say they want it in New York again. Do you want to fight again in the Barclays Center?
I wouldn't mind, but I'd love for it to be in DC.
Okay.
I'd love for it to be in DC.
Several boxing analysts and former professionals believe that if a rematch were to take place, Roach would have a notable advantage. They argue that his performance in the first fight revealed vulnerabilities in Davis's strategy, suggesting that Roach could exploit these weaknesses in a potential second bout.
Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach is staying as a draw, which is bullshit because Gervonta Davis obviously took a knee and it should have been counted as a knockdown, but it wasn't. But this just means that Lamont Roach is going to take Gervonta Davis in the rematch, unless Gervonta Davis ducks the rematch with Lamont Roach because he knows he's going to get his ass whooped once again.
If I get touched, I'm coming on that ass.
Davis's trainer acknowledged Roach's prowess, stating that they were well aware of his capabilities. He mentioned that their initial strategy was comprehensive and there wouldn't be substantial changes if a rematch were to happen. He believes that their original game plan was sufficient and that minor adjustments would suffice.
Surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise. Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity, you know?
Speaking of rematches, Jalil Hackett is getting his opportunity again to fight the guy that he had a controversial loss to. It'll be happening in Florida, I think, next week?
March 15th, I think.
Let's talk about
I'm rocking a major shirt now.
Major.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, how's that rematch look like, and then what's the difference makers coming into this fight?
The first fight, I thought, everybody thought Jalil won. We just got to hit the gears a little harder. We ain't really got to change too much. Just got to put the icing on the cake, Put the icing on the cake this time, that's all. He did enough to win the last fight, but we was in somebody else's territory,
This time around, being in Florida, do you feel like it's a mutual zone?
Yeah. It's more of an even playing field in Florida.
Okay. Do you feel like he needs a stoppage to win the fight due to what happened the first time?
Not necessarily a stoppage. A stoppage is good, but not necessarily.
Davis's trainer acknowledged Roach's skill, stating that they were fully aware of his abilities. He mentioned that their initial strategy was thorough and that there wouldn't be major changes if a rematch were to occur. He believes the original game plan was effective and that only minor adjustments would be needed.
Documentary, but he did good, Lamont Roach. But only thing, like I say, if he gonna go back and wish he threw his hands more, he might start getting mad at himself and realize that he when he watches the fight, it feel good to hear everybody say that, but when you go watch the fight and you realize, I let him slide too much. Like even the last round, he's standing there posing, looking at the man like and then he got caught with a jab. That wasn't good.
Coach Bernie stressed the importance of Roach refining his approach in a potential rematch. He acknowledged Roach's strong performance, but pointed out that there were moments where he could have been more assertive. Bernie suggests that with greater focus and aggression, Roach could secure a decisive victory.
You don't know exactly how the fight would have played out if it was ruled a knockdown real time. All right, Gervonta would have definitely changed his approach, and so would Lamont Roach. So you can't really say that everything would have remained the same. So you can't overturn it. And I just want to use this as an example because somebody added me on X. I'm sorry if I forgot your name, but they were like, yo, please bring this up when Bud Crawford versus when he knocked out Sean Porter. The same thing. Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter was pretty much even that fight. I remember when I called that fight, I had it 5-4 going into the 10th for Bud Crawford. Yeah. So that's 5-4 Crawford. Well, Crawford was told by someone on the side that he was down. And when he was like, yo, I'm down and shocked, everyone knows this. He went right out to the 10th round and he dribbled Sean Porter off the canvas.
And another combination. Beautiful work by...
In a fight that was pretty much even for 9 rounds. It's just something switched. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, you should always fight that way. Well, nobody's a robot, all right? It just, sometimes that shit just switch and your game plan change. Terrence Crawford thought he was outboxing and controlling him. He never felt in danger. Come to find out, it was closer than he thought. Same thing with Madrimov. Bud Crawford didn't feel like he was losing to Madrimov. I bet you he didn't even think the fight was that close because he never felt he was in danger. But how the fight went, score-wise, the fight was extremely close. Well, same thing with Gervonta. You couldn't really say that if he was told that was a knockdown and ruled a knockdown, that Gervonta would have remained the same. I just want to put that out there. Okay. As far as the rematch, Gervonta versus Lamont Roach, who do I got? I got Gervonta and possibly by knockout.